So someone from the set of The Chosen, actually a friend of mine, Matt, was on the set as an extra about a week and a half ago and got some great footage of not only The Chosen set, but also interviewing you guys. Some of the other people that were on the set as extras in Texas. Very, very cool. Gives us some insight into some of the behind the scenes stuff that's going on there, as well as the set itself. And of course, talking to you guys about what it's like to be an extra on the set and your thoughts about The Chosen overall and how it impacts you. So let's jump into this. If you like the video, please go over to Matt's channel, comment on his video and say that you love it. We're not going to watch the whole thing here, but I wanted to point this out because I really love the way that he does this. He does some really amazing interviews with Christian entrepreneurs, including like, you know, former Disney animators and different things like that. And so really, really cool stuff here. Go check it out. It's in the link in the description down below. Let's get into this. Here we go.
Welcome to the Salty Christians YouTube channel. My name is Matt. I'm currently on set of The Chosen and going to be interviewing some people here, just hearing stories of how people are salt and light, and hopefully talk to some people from The Chosen, talking about how this series has allowed Christian media to become salt and light in culture. So
super cool. Obviously, he's starting here in Pilate's kind of war room. This is where we saw a little bit of extra scenes right at the beginning of filming for season 6, by the way. This is where Pilate writes out the statement that goes on Jesus's placard for his cross, where it says King of the Jews. And so really, really cool stuff there. Like I said, link is in the description down below if you want to go subscribe to Matt. He's awesome. Great friend of mine.
Anyway, glad you're here.
Thanks, First Century Matt. This is 21st Century Matt, clean shaven, freshly back from the set of The Chosen season 6. They are currently filming and actually close to wrapping up filming for season 6, the Crucifixion season. My wife and I had an opportunity to be extras. In fact, we were extras on the set of The Chosen a couple years ago for season.
So he made it into the trailer for season 5. And so him and his wife are right there behind Judas and Ozem. Now, Matt, I'm going to have to one-up you on The Chosen knowledge here. He's not a Pharisee, he's a Sadducee, but I'll forgive you for that one.
Season 4, you can check out this photo right here of us. We made the final cut, barely. I'm not going to be starting an IMDb page anytime soon. But while we're on the set, there's a lot of downtime, and we're hanging out in a big tent with 500 to 600 other fans of The Chosen. And so I figured it'd be a perfect opportunity to have some conversations and interview some salty Christians who are being salt and light in their sphere of influence. I also wanted to hear how they're using The Chosen, how The Chosen's been a tool for them to share their faith. I felt it particularly thematic to be able to do this conversation on the set of The Chosen because a book that actually inspired this YouTube channel, I read it about 25 years ago. It's called Roaring Lambs. It's by Bob Briner. And this book, if you're into anything creative, film, TV, music industry, it's a great book calling Christians to create better art to impact culture. Instead of complaining about, you know, the music and the movies and the entertainment that's out there, let's go make better art that carries our faith and carries our values in it.
Yeah, this is my whole entire shtick, right? Like me as a YouTube channel, my whole thing is like Christian media, biblical media in particular, needs to be better. And how can we do that? Well, we do things like The Chosen. We do things like Testament, House of David, Promised Land series, Light of the World, right? These things are so incredible. And so really, I love this, the idea that Matt has here from Roaring Lambs, that Christians should be this voice of creation in the space. And Matt really, really understands that. So I love that.
It's awesome to have this as the backdrop, have The Chosen set. I think The Chosen is one of the most influential and impactful Christian media being done right now in culture and making waves around the world. And so I also had an opportunity to talk to someone who works at the Come and See Foundation, and he shares a little bit about their mission and how they're bringing the message of Jesus through The Chosen to 1 billion people. If you want to learn more about Come and See, go ahead down below. I've got a link, of course. But let's jump into this. I hope you enjoy this conversation. Again, remember, stay salty and shine bright.
Well, my name's Dallas, and I am so happy that you are here.
All right, so I'm hanging out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff he had to cut out from behind the scenes, trying not to spoil anything, trying to be respectful. Matt is awesome at this. He has a lot of connections. Matt, honestly, is the best networker I have ever met in my life. So some of the videos that he's got coming up in the future on his channel are like, I'm sure they're going to be amazing because he knows so many incredible people. And so, yeah.
Out here at The Chosen with Simone.
Simone.
And tell me where you're from.
I'm from Germany, but I live in Belfast, Northern Ireland.
And have you been an extra before, or is this your first time?
No, I have been extra in season 4, season 5.
Okay.
Utah this year in season 6, and back for more.
Yeah, so the goal of this YouTube channel is to inspire other Christians to be salt and light and share their faith. And that looks different for everybody, but being such a big Chosen fan, I'm assuming you've been able to share The Chosen with friends, family, people, and
Yes, I have. I shared it with my family, and they started watching it, and friends on Facebook. So I just share on Facebook when I'm here.
yeah.
So my friends and I, we usually, because we are not allowed to film on set, so we do. It's a very creative environment.
Yeah.
So we had to get the creativity out. So we do a lot of skits involving all the people here.
That's how I found you. I saw you doing this.
That's a great skit. I love the idea of someone holding the merch booth at Banana Point. I love that.
skit. And so I was like,
Yes.
all right, she likes to talk.
Perfect. So for me, The Chosen is like a net. Like the fisher goes out catching all the fish, and then brings it to the shore. And then it needs the Christians with the good theology, good Bible study to clean up the fish. So not every fish will join the group, but we need people to be at the shore and bringing people into the kingdom. So for me, The Chosen is a net, a broad net catching everybody. And then we bringing people along into relationship with God. It's all about having that relationship.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is the mission of all three of us that are here on this video. Me, Matt, and her right there. The whole point of us talking about The Chosen or to deep diving into it or whatever I do here on the channel, right? All of it is to take the people that love The Chosen and give them a better context for the Bible and all that stuff. So yeah, I love that stuff. Love her outfit as well. Great job. You know, obviously when you go to be an extra, you have to put together your own costume generally, unless you're renting something. And so yeah, really, really beautiful.
I love that analogy of The Chosen as the net. It's a tool for us.
Yeah, that's the same analogy that Dallas has used in the past. The Chosen, he sees it as a net that gathers all the people and then God will sort it out later.
To use for evangelism. It's a tool for us
Yes.
to share the gospel. I've heard so many stories this week of people who have shared The Chosen and now their friends or family members are reading the Bible because they wanted to know the source material. They wanted to know
Yes, it's kind of
where
like
it's come from.
another picture is, but that's more for the people who know the Bible. Be like the people in Perea, or however you pronounce that. When Paul came to Perea, he
The Bereans is what she's talking about here, not Perea, but Berea. Being like the Bereans, you test the scripture. You have to be strong in understanding in what God wants you to do and what He's said to you through the Word, and test these things so that you can be accurate in it.
told them on the Old Testament to he proved Jesus is the Messiah. But then the people in Berea opened the scriptures daily, and now I don't know the English word, the German is in my head. And then daily they were in the Word and they searched in the Word daily if it is true. So please watch The Chosen. It's good entertainment. And then open the Bible and check if it's true.
Yep, 1000% with her here. I love this girl.
Be like the people in Perea.
Wow. That's great. High five.
That's it.
That's it. And
I
let's
only got started.
Oh, okay. Well, what else you got? You go ahead and preach.
Yes, you can get me on a bridge. Do we have like a soapbox that I could get on?
All right, let's skip to another portion. Again, I'm not going to watch this whole video, but let me skip to another portion here of another group. I'm going to skip here because I've actually met this couple before while on set. And so what's up, guys? Good to see you again.
Heaven, and you see yourself going, crucified. He'll know the truth, right?
Yeah, maybe a year from now, we'll put the video footage from Chosen season 6. And, well, so I just wanted to kind of have a conversation and hear, you guys are big time into Chosen. I would love to know why you guys love The Chosen so much. This is how many times have you been extras?
This is the 5th for me.
Okay.
And 4th
The fourth for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about The Chosen?
Yeah, I think we've met them at least one time. I think maybe more than that because we've been on set quite a bit. But yeah, I've definitely seen them there as well.
Chosen, you guys love so much, sharing with family.
Okay, way back in the beginning when it first came out, it was the authenticity. We wanted somebody that was real, that people could really say, I can relate to this Jesus. So that was the main thing. and just seeing the characters every day, life.
Yeah.
So that was the main.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, also, wait, one quickie. Okay, we were interviewed with, was it Time Magazine, New York Times, during the Fiend of 5,000. And I had made the statement, I said, this Jesus actually blinks his eyes. Because we were used to the old TV ones there, so that was something we said. So.
True.
That's a good point. So because you guys are such big Chosen fans, I'm sure friends and family members probably know about that. Has any stories of...
Someone in the chat is asking, how do they know how to make their costumes? Do they get any guidance? Yes. So they get guidance. You get a bunch of different videos and ideas and different things that they send you ahead of time that give you guidelines for what to wear. Yeah.
being able to share your faith, but through the Chosen, yeah.
Yeah. So I travel a lot and I work with a lot of different people, and I tell them all the time about the Chosen, and the fact that the app is free, right? You just got to go to the app store and download it. Yeah. You get access to everything. So I've got my one friend, Joe, who still hasn't come around yet, but he's working on it.
It looks like he called him out, but then Matt cut it out from the video. So,
all right, everybody in the comments of this video, comment, Joe, watch The Chosen.
Florida, yes.
That's right.
And how about Ali? We have a play son, sort of an adopted son. He's half Russian and half Arab. So he looks at The Chosen over in Sweden because we're in it. That's the only reason, and he's learning more about Jesus. And the thing is that his mother was Orthodox Russian, but his dad was Muslim. Yeah. So he's torn between. So
that's such an interesting place to be. Like your one side of your family is Muslim, one side of your family is Orthodox. Like that's pretty different for sure.
So now he gets to see the real Jesus. He came to stay with us a month last summer, and he said, "You're not Christians." We're like, "What?" He said, "You're believers." We were like, "Hey!" Wow. So he really knows, yes.
So pray for Ali.
Yep.
All right. Comment below, pray for Ali. Well, so the channel's called The Salty Christians, and I love hearing stories of people who are being salt and light in their sphere of influence, right where they're at. And so maybe just any story in your day-to-day life or in your workplace that would encourage other people. You're being used by God to share your faith. Any stories that come to mind?
And I'll take you way back. So I used to be in the Air Force, right? I flew fighters. Yeah. And if you know, fighter squadrons have a culture. And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. And so, but whenever we'd go out or whenever we go on a mission or whatever, I would always pray, right? And so as I got ready to do a permanent change of station, we were at my luncheon and we're getting ready, and the commander said, "So wait, we don't eat till Rob prays." And so all these fighter pilots and fighter weapons systems officers, we all prayed together and then we ate. So that was a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, and thank you for being bold about your faith. And that's amazing. That's a great story.
But I work for Lockheed Martin Aerospace, right? Yeah. So I also have a rep there. Now, because of corporate policy, you can't actually go out and witness, right? So you kind of got to just, if they ask me, I'll tell them, or it's by behavior that people can tell, because people are going through a lot. But really, it's the act. I think it's the act that really influences people.
What Julie gave you, the T-shirt, and when she said, "You're the best Christian
ever." Yeah, I don't know why she said that, but
she's just saying to be a true believer, because people see it, but to be a true witness, meaning to step up to the plate. We are the hands and feet. So we are the light of the world, because God says so. So we have to shine. We cannot hide, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the main things. And so, but
more than talk, just act and behavior, folks. In all things, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, love it. Let's jump forward a little bit and let's listen to a little bit of his discussion with Come and See and hear this here.
Nope. Anyway, thank you again.
All right, so I'm hanging out here at The Chosen. It's in Dallas, Texas in the summer. That is all water, and we'll probably go through that all today. But I'm excited here to talk to my friend.
You can see how sunburnt he is here. This is probably closer to the end of his time here. Look how red he is, man.
Steve, and he works for the Come and See Foundation. So Steve, I just love to, first.
So this is Steve Thompson. He's one of the people that runs Come and See, or helps to work for Come and See, rather.
What is Come and See? You know, you've got your Chosen hat on here.
I do.
A lot of people on YouTube have heard of the Chosen,
yeah,
but they maybe haven't heard of Come and See.
Yeah, I should have worn my Come and See hat.
Well, you've got your Come and See.
Okay, I'm covering all the bases.
Yeah, you've got it. Yeah.
So Come and See is the nonprofit that funds the production, the translation, the distribution, and ensures that the show remains free in the app for everyone. So Come and See is really the fuel that produces and translates and distributes the show.
And how many languages do they want to translate it to?
Ultimately, we hope to translate into 600 plus languages.
Yeah, which is crazy. 600 plus is like, there is nothing that has ever come even remotely close to that number. So if the Chosen does that, it'll be one of the most amazing, impactful things ever.
Which would reach about 95% of the world's population.
Oh my gosh, and that's part of the goal, to reach 1 billion people?
That's part of the goal. That's part of the dream and the prayer.
Yeah, and that is, you know, so just a little backstory about me, like I started this YouTube channel after reading a book called Roaring Lambs, and it was talking about the importance of Christians being involved in art and creative things to go make an impact on culture.
Yes.
And so when The Chosen came out, I immediately gravitated towards it because it was, here's something that reflects my faith and Jesus, but in a very creative, very really well done thing.
Yeah, where I actually met Matt to begin with was randomly on the set of The Chosen for season 4. I met him on the set of The Chosen randomly, and then it just turns out he lives near me, and we've since then become really, really good friends. We even have a really strong Christian creatives group, creative entrepreneurs group that's here in the Nashville area. And so he's been an amazing friend, awesome stuff from him, and he's just awesome to be around. So really, really solid believer.
And so I would love to hear just some stories. I'm sure you hear stories from around the world of how The Chosen is being salt and light and either making people, because I've heard so many stories here this week of people who shared this with a family member. They weren't reading their Bible, weren't going to church. They started watching The Chosen. Now they're reading their Bible and going to church. So there's people who are coming to Christ because of The Chosen, people who are coming back to Christ. I love any story.
I hear that story a lot. People who maybe even grew up in the church, but kind of drifted away, haven't read their Bible in a long time. But when they encounter the authentic Jesus through The Chosen, it's almost like they're seeing him for the first time, and it's tweaked their interest, put them back into their Bible, and kind of reinvigorated their walk, with the Lord. So that story we hear quite a lot.
Yeah. Any international stories, or just, like let's bring it down to like one individual, anything, or even personally,
Well, every time we go somewhere, and this is no exception, we hear new and fresh stories, and you might think that they get old after a time, or they're all kind of the same. They never are. A lot of times they have similarities, but they're all different and unique unto themselves, and they're all powerful. Couple just from this trip alone. And this is somewhat of a theme. We know a couple of ladies who are widows. They lost their husbands, and The Chosen became a comfort to them. In fact, in one case, it was The Chosen that really, this was the quote, "I lost my husband, but I found Jesus through The Chosen." And we also find that it's either a great comfort or it's introducing Christ for the first time, but it's also developed and promoted a community of believers around the show that has become their family. And one lady in particular.
I see this a lot for sure. Even in my community, there's the people that show up for my live streams right when it starts, and everybody greets each other, right? There's a community that's formed there because, people revolve around, talking about these biblical media things. And so it becomes a community where you can have friends and family here as well, which is such a great time for sure.
It's been so taken with the show. She wears Chosen stuff all the time. I had a guy tell me under the tent yesterday, if it weren't for The Chosen, I wouldn't have any clothes.
He buys all the merch.
But she has all the merch, all the gifts. She wears all the stuff all the time, and has even gone as far as now she buys these gifts, puts them in a tub, carries them around in her car, and if someone comments on her sweatshirt, her hat, her shirt, whatever, she says, well,
It's a
what size do you wear? And
Yeah.
she's pulling it out,
wow.
and she has an inventory
I love that. That's a great idea, actually. That's super, super cool.
of what she has in the tub on her phone. So she says, let me check and see if I have your size.
Goodness. That's incredible.
So it's
well, because the Chosen Gift Store is such a big thing woven into what they
Yes.
do. There's so much merch out there. I can't imagine how many conversations about Jesus have started because of a hat. You know,
I think you can view the gifts in a lot of through a lot of lenses, but one of the ones that I appreciate the most is exactly that one. It's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
I was wearing my Come and See shirt not long ago, and someone literally came up to me and said, "What is it you want me to come and see?" I thought, that is exactly the question that we are looking for.
Yeah.
So that's a story that is sort of unique, I guess,
cool.
in terms of how the Chosen has come along to comfort or to reveal Jesus following a very traumatic loss.
Yeah, I was sitting next to a lady yesterday. Her and her husband are planning on coming here, and he passed away a couple months ago.
I've talked to her as well.
Yeah, and she still came, and you could just see the emotion and all. I mean, how much it meant for her to be around fellow believers here.
Yeah,
you know, who were being a part
I
of
believe it was a year ago. I ran into someone whose husband was terminally ill and was in hospice, and she was signed up to be an extra. And he said to her, "Hey, whatever happens, I want you to go." And he literally passed a week to 10 days before she was here as an extra.
Wow.
So that's a theme that we hear a little bit. Now, yesterday or day before, I guess, I heard a story of someone whose friend was an atheist. And he described it this way. There are passive atheists, but she was a belligerent atheist.
Yeah, an anti-theist is how I would say them for sure. Anti-theist is more like, I'm going to attack Christianity for all they have, but an atheist is just like, I'm apathetic to it. Yeah.
Just a combative atheist. But only when she learned that he was going to be an extra did it tweak her interest. Well, what an extra for what?
Yeah.
What kind of a television show?
Yeah.
What? She binge watched the first 2 seasons.
Amazing.
And then called him and said, "How do you speak to an atheist?" And he said, "I'm talking to one."
Yeah.
But maybe not. So I think there's
Very, very cool. I don't want to spoil all of this for you. I want you to go and watch this video. There's a bunch more people that we didn't jump into. They talked about or talked to throughout this video. Lots of fun stuff, including this guy who a lot of people said looks like the Apostle John, George Xanthus, of course. Go and check that out on his channel. I'll leave the link in the description down below. Matt is awesome. He's a really great believer. But on top of that, he really loves creative entrepreneurship and how Christians can be the best at what they do. Really quickly, I will show you one more kind of just a little snippet of a video that he did recently. And let me just show you this real fast. This one is with a former Disney animator who is doing Light of the World. If you saw my video earlier this week, we talked about Light of the World. And so he actually interviewed here one of the directors of that movie. Which is very, very cool.
I'm putting a lot of me into Jesus as I'm drawing him. I'm thinking of him as a person and going, how would he lovingly look at me? And that's literally from the film. This is a production drawing. That's the frame that's.
So here he is. He worked on Lion King and he worked on Pocahontas. Either him or his brother, I can't remember off the top of my head, but either one of them, I think it was him, came up with the character sketch for Mushu in Mulan, which is very, very cool.
This is like, we got to create Jesus. We got to tell his story. And it's scary. There were times I was up at night praying and going, are we doing the right thing? I was sold because I'm like, you just said the 90s Disney version of making a story about Jesus. This whole thing is my animation desk from Disney. And so this is a traditional animation desk, being salt and light and being somebody that is, no, I have to stand up.
So anyway, if you want to go check that out, go to his channel. I'll leave the link in the description down below. The Salty Christians, you can just look it up there. Awesome stuff. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, tell him who sent you. Tell him the Chosen Sleuth sent you. That'll really make his day, I'm sure. Anyway, all right. See you guys on the next one. Peace.